Alright, let's see. The attack on male gamers continues. Unfortunately so. Let's see.
I think that, I don't know, there's something a little bit childlike about it, a grown man to be playing games, and it is a huge turn off for me, and I'm bloody glad my man doesn't play video games.
I don't have anything meaningful to say about this. I just want to tell her to shut up.
Oh. Yeah, I'm really glad my man doesn't play games. I'm really glad I don't know you,
It is
woman.
Wednesday, my dudes.
Man. People like that have that mentality, you can tell like they're so narrow-minded, right? Like it's very funny to me. It's sad but funny because they're very narrow-minded. It tells you that their IQ level is somewhere down. Also, sorry for the tracking. My cat was going left and right.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Menukora. And of course, by my company, Lions Tea Exchange. In addition to my regular wonderful flavors, I now have 3 new limited edition flavors that are now available on the site for pre-sale. I think they're all really good, but I am a huge fan of the peppermint white chocolate.
Wait. Chat, look at this. Look at this one. Bourbon barrel tea? What the heck's a bourbon barrel? I want to get it just because I'm curious. That's because I'm curious how that tastes. What the heck?
You guys seem to be really excited about the bourbon barrel chai. No surprises there. I also have these beautiful wooden gift.
Look at that. I'm excited about it. And like, you didn't even have to say anything. I'm just like, whoa, that sounds interesting.
Boxes that are available too for pre-sale for the holiday season, or just
I don't know if you can tell, chat.
I like tea. And as you guys know, these are made here in the US of A, and the company that I work with plants a tree for every order placed, which honestly I think is pretty cool.
Honestly, that is pretty cool. Why are all of these in the US? Because she's a US based creator, and also because most people market towards the US because they have the most spending disposable income, sadly. It is unfortunate because it means half the products I cannot buy because the shipping costs more than the product. Exactly. It is really sad.
I'll link all of this in the description box if you would like to support my channel and my tea company. It all means a lot, and I love you guys very much. Okay, back to the video. Now, I know I'm slightly late to this conversation because it took place
disposable income, aka credit card debt. Oh my god, duck monster. That is such a funny comment.
a couple weeks ago, but a lot of things were also happening during that time. Like the mystery of who is eating the cats.
They're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
And I needed to show you all my breakdancing prowess, so
that's never gonna get old. They're eating the dogs! They're eating the cats! Oh no! Can't believe that's a real thing, man. No, you don't have to send it to me. I've seen the TikTok.
Okay.
Yo, what the heck?
Now, like I said, a few weeks ago,
Can I just say Sydney has like really funny skit moments? I can appreciate this level of silliness.
Conversation, or the debate, if you will, around men playing video games being unattractive was once again resurrected. This has been going on for quite some time, but periodically, someone, somewhere, for some reason, brings it back up. And every time this happens, it seems that people want to congregate around.
Wait, do they ever stop? I don't think they ever stop.
The idea that men playing video games is bad, and gaming is bad overall. Say the people who probably like crocheting or something. Depressingly, when I started looking for videos on this issue, I actually came across this bizarre trend on TikTok where women say that their men being happy while playing games gives them the ick. So there's that.
Shut up, kill yourself.
Just love.
What the heck, Sydney? What was that edit? That was not my bingo list, man.
Me, at this point. Anyway, this time, the conversation started when conservative commentator Liz Wheeler posted a graph of the hobbies women reportedly find the least attractive.
Seriously? Men playing video games is peak unattractive. Beyond red flag. Deal breaker zone. It's weird that so many dudes don't get this. Ma'am, the world does not revolve around you, first of all. Like, it's a deal breaker for you. It's not attractive for you. Like, shoot, get out. Now, this graph alone deserves its own video. Like, what the heck? How is it playing video games is less attractive than gambling? Gambling? Seriously? Gambling! And then stuffing dead animals. Seriously. And online trolling. Like, playing video games is less attractive. This has gotta be a troll post. Jesus. This has gotta be a troll post. Sad thing is, it's not. It has to be. There's no way percentages are that clean.
At the top of the list was playing video games.
Yeah, it's a
followed
click
by
farming
collecting
post.
figurines, magic tricks, and online trolling. But apparently, we all love a good bird watcher. So that's a win for the birdophiles.
No. It's only 50%. It's only 50% unattractive. So, like, it's still, like, in the red flag territory. Okay? You can't be even 1%, otherwise they won't take you. You have to have, like, really top pedigree level of... I don't even know anymore.
I have absolutely no idea what bird enthusiasts are called. Birder. Well, at least that's
Birders?
memorable.
Really?
I guess that's an improvement
Damn,
on what the trained
I learned a
people
new
are
word.
called. Hootie tooters? Hooter tooters? This graph, which obviously is not based on real evidence, was posted along with Wheeler's commentary, which read, "This is 100% true. Men playing video games is peak unattractive, beyond red flag, like deal breaker zone. It's weird so many dudes don't get this." You want to know what I don't get? Why it's taken me so long to hear about the wonderful sponsor of today's video, Manukora. I have spent most of my adult life in
Yeah, I
search
don't
of
get it.
sugar.
Like, I don't
I'm
get
kind
why
of like
people
Smeagol
feel the
from
need
Lord of the
to
Rings about it.
mention their icks. Like,
And the older I get, the more that I
why are they
realize
the main
sugar's
character?
not that good for you. But what if I told you there
Main
was a
character
sweet
syndrome is
alternative
so
that tasted
toxic.
good and was good for you?
Hi,
Well, there
Lucius.
is, and it's called Manukora. Manukora honey is pure, single-origin Manuka honey found only in New Zealand. It's rich, creamy, and supercharged with unique antioxidants and prebiotics. It actually has 3
Damn,
times
that
more than
honey
your
looks
average
so
honey.
different.
So, yeah, take that, normal honey. Manukora honey supports immunity, helps with digestion, boosts energy, and is
It looks so
great for
different
assisting
than
with
my honey.
inflammation. It's also this beautiful golden color, and it's a definite game changer if you're anything like me and use honey
Is an
in
all
tea or on
honey
sandwiches.
golden color though?
I also like how my little starter pack has this cute little spoon and these honey sticks, which could be completely cool if you're munching on the go. Best of all, Manukora honey has a natural antibacterial compound called
Yeah, that honey
MGO
looks
that
more
is
like caramel.
only found in Manuka honey. The higher the MGO count, the higher the levels of nutrients and antioxidants. And Manukora has some of the highest MGO honey on the market. And if you don't believe me, your Manukora lid has
Honestly,
this little QR code that you can scan
it's
to
kinda
trace your
cool
honey
to
and all
see.
its unique information.
It's $100,
which I think is pretty
damn.
cool. So if you too want to
It's kind of cool to see honey as a sponsor. I think this is the first time I see honey as a sponsor. That's kind of cool.
embrace a good sweet thing, then click the link in the description or head over to manukora.com/Sydney for $25 off when you buy a starter kit. After a huge amount of pushback, Wheeler followed up with a few additional posts, including another tweet where a woman wrote, "Women don't dislike video games because they're geeky, we dislike them because they're antisocial and consumption-based. Like if a woman said TikTok or online shopping was her hobby.
Unlike saying traveling is your hobby? Oh, wait.
Hobbies should include actually doing, making, or learning something." Last time I checked, gaming is doing something? What is this? What am I even reading here? Doubling down even further, Wheeler also wrote that video games are sedentary, consumptive,
Has she ever played Just Dance? Ring Fit? Beat Saber?
fantasy steeped in immorality that have serious negative real-world side effects on
Ah, yes, another person, another delusional Delulu person that thinks that fantasy is real life. Yes, because the smut fairy books that women read are totally seeped in morality. Totally. Totally.
On the men who play them. This tweet was very long, so I'm just going to summarize the generality of it, which was that video games are a net negative on society based on the fact that they reportedly lead to aggressive behavior, desensitization to violence, anxiety, mood disorders, and so on and so forth. She also asserts that women are attracted to men based on a man's ability to protect, provide, produce, and procreate. Hobbies that illustrate that ability are attractive to women. Hobbies that do not are not.
The heck? So playing a video game means that you can't have a baby?
Not to be a jerk, at least not intentionally, but isn't reading sedentary? And isn't buying random female crap for your house consumptive? Do you want to go and have a conversation with the immoral smut-reading ladies over on Book Talk?
See? I told you! It's like, excuse me, you're reading smut books. I can guarantee you're reading smut books. Oh, God.
Would you like to have a word? I really don't mean to be so sarcastic about all of this. It just
Oh, trust me, I'm even more sarcastic than you. Like, these creatures, I cannot even call them ladies, are a plague on the internet of moral grandstanding and being hypocrites.
just really irritates me. Of course,
Mhm.
the icing on the
Same.
cake here is the entire live stream that Wheeler decided to make about this topic, addressing the blowback that she'd received and saying that lots of people were unkind to her about it and she didn't like that, which honestly, like, yeah, fair enough. This video is really long and she burned through a lot of
Oh no, you're posting a hot take while trying to be dead-ass serious and then going, it's a meme, guys! You guys need to loosen up! Don't you know about funny stuff? A meme doesn't mean funny, first of all, or that it's a joke, or that it doesn't have grounding in real life, or that you don't believe part of it. Just because you post a meme doesn't mean you're not gonna get any backlash. And you're posting on the internet. You are going to, like, you're posting on Twitter even. You're gonna get backlash. You're gonna get people who agree and disagree with you, bitching about it and whining about it and being like, I'm a victim here. It's like so, oh.
points very quickly and we don't have time to unpack them.
Free engagement,
but I
yeah.
overall felt really irritated watching Wheeler's live stream, and my takeaway was just generally, tell me you've never played video games without telling me you've never played video games. She again brought up that it makes people more desensitized and
I mean, no offense, just look at her. She's literally sitting in a suit. Even my mother changes out of her suit when she comes back from work.
prone to violence because apparently we're resurrecting 90s talking points. I don't know. I thought we were over this. Look, I don't know Liz personally, and so I don't want anyone to perceive this as me attacking her because she seems like a nice lady, but I do find her opinion and this extended opinion really frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not attacking that person in particular because, like, there are a lot of people that share that sentiment. And I'm pretty sure half the people that post on Twitter are literally just doing it for engagement because it's good money. If they have a blue check mark, most likely they're just doing it for engagement. But, like, the amount of baiting and rage baiting that is happening, and like actual people that do believe that, right? That do think that gaming is a thing for kids, or like building your own figurines or painting them is a child activity, right? Those type of people and that type of behavior being instilled into a new generation is dangerous and it's really shitty.
I think there's a trend on the right side of politics where some conservatives in particular like to fully reject and stomp on really important cultural and entertainment-based mediums. And even if the intention behind that is a noble one, I still think it comes across as really controlling and fun policing. Listen, even people with daddy issues don't want to be parented this hard. I mean, they do want something hard, but it's not parenting. All of this to say,
She went
in
there.
the long run, I don't think it's very helpful, and I'm sure some of you will disagree with that, and that's okay. Feel free to scream at me in the comments.
No!
I mean, you can put whatever on your Tinder profile. You're still not gonna get a hit, Sumler. And I don't mean you as a person, but in general. What are you gonna find? You're gonna find the people that are looking for the golden goose, and you're gonna find the people that are trying to sell you their fan website for the most part. So you can literally put whatever. You might actually have a better chance of finding someone. And again, like, put that your hobbies are gaming and painting Warhammer figurines. Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you do a disservice to yourself? Like, I don't understand this whole I need to be careful and I can't reveal what I like and enjoy out of fear that I'm not gonna get some. You're not gonna get some, but at least you're not gonna be miserable spending your life with someone that is preventing you from being yourself or that feels embarrassed whenever you want a game or talk about a figurine. Like, I don't know. I'd rather be honest and maybe I find someone, maybe not.
No!
Anyway, about a week later, another video popped up where a woman called Bex from the radio show 102 Philly was similarly articulating why she doesn't like men playing video games. She said that it was lazy and generally unproductive.
But the whole gaming thing,
What's the problem? Jacqueline has this big problem too. Because
it's just lazy. It feels like unless you're getting paid, and there's a line, right? Like, it's cool if you want to do it every so often, but to me, I'm like, go educate. Like, go do something productive.
but
You know, the funny part is, as someone that grew up with video games, I learned how to do math by playing video games. My video game was literally bowling. Like, I was playing bowling and I had to do math to launch the ball at the pins. Video game was educational for me. I had educational games. I had a ton of educational games growing up. It's like, their problem isn't the fact that video games is lazy, it's the fact that those people are home with them. It's like, go educate. What? Go out of the house? Why do you need to be alone in the house? Like, hello?
what is the problem? Like, you know, Jacqueline has a big problem with it too. Whenever she hears the PlayStation start up, like, I gotta
Here
hear
we
the
go.
huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
But if I were to just have TV on, you'd be on TikTok as it is, not
Because
paying
it's
attention.
not that-
So why does it bother you?
Because it's not the distraction of me being on TikTok and us watching TV. It's what you could be doing with that time.
There it is, and that's it. I knew it.
It's
I knew
what
it.
you could-
want
You're literally sitting on a couch watching TikTok and you're judging someone else for not utilizing their time properly? What kind of hypocritical bitch-ass behavior is that? Damn. Brain rot. Literally brain rot.
you women want to task us so bad
no.
that you're so pissed
no,
that we're taking
no,
time
no.
from doing something.
You know that one meme that we watched a few days ago that literally said a woman's worst enemy is seeing a man just sitting on the couch and chilling after a day's work? I'm starting to see why that was a meme.
Oh,
Wait a
Jesus
minute, you're
Christ.
enjoying things? You have time to do this video
see,
game?
here's the thing
Ah,
is-
here's all the things you could be
Here's the
doing.
thing, you're enjoying
This is a hard
it,
watch.
but you could also be planning something nice for us. You know, like,
You could be planning something nice for us. You could be doing that too instead of being on TikTok. Like, what is this grandstanding? What is this? As a man, you can't just sit and relax and enjoy and you gotta serve me behavior. Like what is this? That is like so dumb. It's my brain is rotting from this. This is like,
Like I mentioned, this is
yeah, it's not human. It's like, that's main character syndrome right there. Where is the empathy? Where is the realizing that people need breaks? They need to rest. They need to enjoy some time off. Let people enjoy things they enjoy. Jesus Christ. It's such entitlement.
not the first time that this type of criticism has come up. A couple years ago, 3 more women got a lot of heat online for making fun of men who game, with one of the women even suggesting there's a correlation between gaming and the being bad in the bedroom or having
Wow.
small male genitalia.
I'll be
Wow.
honest with you, not if I think of the top 10 best dicks I've ever had, they didn't play video games. So I'm convinced video games are for mediocre
well,
dicks.
I grew up
Wow, another person that never learned statistics or how probability works or anything of the sorts or logic. I like, this is brain rot. I don't even know, like, I want to say that these women are trolling or that they are saying that for comments and engagement. But also, like, leaving aside what she just said, right? In terms of gaming correlation to PP size, top 10? Who the heck ranks PPs? What? I'm starting to think I grew up in a weird location. This is weird. It's like, what is wrong with you?
as a gamer. So it was
I
okay
go-
with it. That was quite all right with me.
but
I got
I
excited
don't know
too.
what grown man is spending that much time playing video
There's
games.
a lot
that
of grown men spending a lot of time
And
on
I
this
don't think that
bullshit.
they're
a lot.
I don't think that you could be a great partner or a great lover as a grown man spending time playing video games.
If you're like
This
That's literally my face. That's literally my face right there. Like exactly this. I just like appalled, man. I'm watching this. I'm like, oh, my condolences to anyone who has to put up with that in the dating pool. Holy shit! Damn.
This is such a weird statement. Do you always judge the appropriateness of a hobby based on man pickles and their performance? Is this a legitimate metric? Why are people like this? I mean it. Put me in the cannon
Yep.
and launch me to Jupiter.
Yep. Just take me off the planet, please. So, yeah.
I have a very vested interest in this topic, both as a woman and as a person who plays video games. So I do feel that it is pretty important to come to the defense of male gamers, and I guess just really any gamer in general. Because if the criticisms that I've so far
I feel like we need to come to the defense of normality and what is considered normal nowadays. And common sense and manners and logic.
are highlighted in this video are anything to go by, I think people's perceptions of this industry and those who enjoy games are completely off base. And I think it's generally wild to say that gaming is not a hobby, and if it is, it's one that's overall unattractive to women. Because I would argue in many cases that is not true. I mean, first and foremost, the gaming industry as a whole has changed dramatically over the last few decades.
I wonder what they'll say about Henry Cavill, that he's the exception to the rule. You can give them examples of famous people, of successful people, of like, you can give them as many examples as you want. It's not going to change their narrative and their perspective and parroting, because they don't use the brain for forming logical conclusions and understanding things. They just parrot whatever they thought was right.
And video games have accelerated in scale and quality during that time too. Rather than games appealing to a small portion of people, now anyone anywhere can play them, which is why the industry has become so enormous. There are so many different stories being told, so many different ideas being explored, and let's remember, importantly, that the amount of women playing games has also grown more and more, and is continuing to do so. And no, Animal Crossing and The Sims don't count as gaming. Please stop this. Point being, video games
Oh, yeah. You know, the double standards. The double standards of like, I'm not gaming, I'm just like taking care of my Animal Crossing stuff.
themselves and the gamers who play them come in all forms, and I don't think it's fair to tar everyone with the same brush. With that said,
Yeah, I don't know. I think like anything like The Sims definitely counts, Animal Crossing definitely counts. Hell, even Candy Crush counts, because at the end of the day, you're playing a game on your phone. Just like let people enjoy their hobby and enjoy whatever they want as games. Who the heck cares, man? If they want to be call themselves a gamer while they're only playing the Barbie game, let them be gamers.
I do understand why some people, some being the operative word, find gaming to be an unattractive hobby, and I think there's a number of reasons for that. Number one, when most of us millennials were growing up, which is what our friend Liz Wheeler is, we were only really then starting to see sort of a shift in the way that people viewed men and video games. Until this point, I think it's fair to say that gamers were largely associated with the basement-dwelling dorks who played World of Warcraft from dawn until dusk.
Shit. I was a basement-dwelling gnome that played World of Warcraft from dawn to dusk when I wasn't in school. Oh well.
And whether that view is true or not, whether it's fair or not, that's what was portrayed predominantly in media, entertainment, and by all the kids, all those boys that we went to high school with. I can actually
Honestly, I can't say I had that experience growing up, but then again, I was playing games. Most girls in my class weren't playing video games. Most of them didn't even understand why I liked them. But at the same time, like,
testify to this because I fully remember my older brother sitting in the office all day playing WoW and sometimes painting Warhammer.
well, there you go. Her brother can put it on Tinder that he plays games and paints Warhammer. See? What can I say? I brought Beyblades to school to challenge other kids. We played Yu-Gi-Oh against each other, traded collectibles, shared our WoW adventures during recess. I played video games. To be fair, I played video games way before WoW was a thing, but like, yeah. We had a lot more people playing video games before high school. In high school, I feel like, I don't know, my class, there weren't that many girls playing video games anymore.
I think he still paints Warhammer. To be completely fair to my brother, because, you know, he will probably watch this video, he is in fact the reason why I like gaming at all. And I also remember sitting next to him, watching him play Spyro, because little sister. Now that I'm thinking about it, I also remember his LAN parties with his nerd friends, so really, really love aging myself there. Anyway, this
You did what you enjoyed? Yep. And no one cared, no one made fun of me, people were inclusive, you know? It's just one of those where, like, it was different. Like, people just gamed to discover games and mechanics and have fun. No one cared. Like, we had LAN parties. I used to go to play StarCraft 2. Like, we would go to LAN parties and play StarCraft 2 and Mafia and yeah, all sorts of things. It was fun.
type of visual and this messaging has definitely been ingrained in a lot of us because it's also what we were exposed to in pop culture. And it's probably why a bunch of elder millennials and people who are older than elder millennials especially view gamers through this lens. Actually, hilariously, when I was researching for this video, I found out that the attractiveness of male gamers and how much they game is still being studied because they guess this is a stereotype that never dies. The second reason.
Damn. I'd be interested in seeing, like, how that study performs outside of the US because, like, it's being done on Americans from what that study looked like. But yeah, it's just very weird to me and such an alien perspective because, like, as a woman growing up and enjoying video games as a hobby, right? I was always met with, like, by other gamers and we always had a good time and enjoyed life and stuff. And no one was kind of judging and saying that I'm wasting my life. I don't know if it's a double standard because I'm a girl that no one was telling me that. So, yeah.
Reason, and I think this is more applicable across the board, is it is unattractive to come home to your man sitting on his butt all day playing video games. On the weekends, gaming. All day, gaming. Every single weekend, gaming. Can't pull himself away for long enough to spend time with you or to be a father or a husband or whatever. When it becomes an addiction that consumes you, yes, that is a problem and that is unattractive. And this is the primary criticism that I find online when it comes to men and video games.
Shit, I'm a workaholic gaming addict. Well, at least my cats like me. Just find yourself someone who games just as hard as you do. Easy!
When my husband and I first got married, he was addicted to video games. So if your spouse is addicted to video games or sports or anything, listen to this.
But the thing is, if...
Huh. No, but, like, honestly, memes aside, right? Because I'm mostly joking. It is my job, right? And I don't game because it's my job. I game because I like gaming. Because I would do so much better if I didn't play video games. But a lot of people confuse having a hobby with addiction, right? If you are enjoying and immersing yourself into your hobby and spending time in that hobby is not necessarily an addiction. A lot of people will choose to do the thing that is comfortable and cheap, Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but going outside, you spend way too much money in one night. In this economy, who the heck can afford to go out? Back then, you could grab beer super cheap. Like, beer at the club was $1. Nowadays, beer at the club is like $4 or $5. And our salaries didn't increase to match the price increase of the drink. So, like, what do you want people to do? It's cheap to stay indoors and play video games. It's cheap to just enjoy your hobby. It's literally one of the cheapest hobbies you can have. And it's like, what do you want to do? Go out? With what money? Like, that's the part that baffles me. It's like, oh, you're addicted because you choose to not spend money outside.
If your man or a man doesn't have a gaming addiction, then what precisely is unattractive about this interest?
Yeah, of course. Like, it is. If you are neglecting your relationships and your family to play video games, then your priorities are screwed. It doesn't necessarily mean you're addicted, but it does mean that you are not putting value on what you should be valuing.
At least in my experience, the women that I have come into contact with, or that I'm friends with, or that are in my family and whatever, don't really view a man's interest in video games as a good or bad thing. What's most important is how he balances his gaming with his life and its many obligations. For example, back in 2020, a TikToker called Alyssa Nguyen actually had to come out and clarify that her gamer husband did indeed take care of her and her kids after she began uploading compilations of her bringing him his nightly dinners.
Man, those dinners look delicious. Absolutely delicious. Nom 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 nom.
She wrote, he does all his chores, daddy duties, and husband duties before getting on.
I feel like it's very sad over the fact that she has to clarify this. Like, this entire social media trend of like you're posting something and people are making their own narrative and judging you based on that clip without knowing context and like literally feeling the need to be nosy in your life and tell you to get out and that you need to drop the relationship and sharing their opinion unwanted with the world. It's like, ugh! It is so frustrating, man. It is so frustrating to have people butt in your relationship like that. It's like, hi, humanoidas, welcome in. Yeah, exactly. People see 1 second of their life and they're like, you need to divorce this man. He's taking advantage of you. What is wrong with you?
One person even asked Nguyen if she was happy with the amount of time her husband gamed.
Like, again, even this. Are you happy that he plays that much? It's none of your business. It's literally none of your business.
Nguyen responded, it doesn't bother me at all. He plays a couple hours a night after he gets home from a long shift. And honestly, I think this comment crystallizes a broader point. A lot of people, not only men, use video games as a way to alleviate anxiety, to decompress, to de-stress.
You mean like a hobby?
Day or a long week or whatever the case may be. And I can actually personally relate to this, and I've actually said this in other videos, where I find nothing more enjoyable after a particularly stressful day than jumping into whatever game I'm playing and just like hacking monsters to death. Because it's cathartic and it stops me from committing murder. That is a joke, Mr. FBI man. I am making a joke. Jokes aside, in addition to being cathartic, it is a good form of escapism. I watched one particular TikTok where a guy was describing escapism in video games as a bad thing, using it as an indicator of depression or a person who hates their life, and that very well might be the case sometimes. This just reiterates that men yearn for the mines. But again, why do people frown on this type of escapism?
Shit, I'm a man because I love survival games and mining in them. Chat. It's not making it easier because now I want to play Frostpunk 2.
Escapism, but not when it comes in the form of books or films or television shows. I genuinely feel like there's such an unfair double standard when it comes to gaming
it is
that
huge.
Isn't equally applied to other entertainment mediums.
Like, honestly, people were so invested in their telenovelas and, like, their TV shows. Like, people would literally skip going out because their favorite show was having an episode and they needed to be home. Or they needed it recorded. so they can't miss it, so that they can keep up with whatever drama was in their telenovela. And like people binge watch soap operas and random gossipy shows and meddle into others' business. Or you have, back before TV was a thing, you have the old women just sitting on the freaking windowsill looking at anyone living their life and gossiping about, did you see the neighbor at 5? He didn't throw the trash where he should have. Did you hear the neighbor at 2? She had to fight with her husband. It's like, yes, because that form of entertainment is totally lucrative and personally like the best thing ever, right? That's perfectly okay. Or spending 5 hours with your bestie on the phone. Now, that is good use of your time. Playing a video game to unwind? No. It's such a double standard, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you all to stop that. In my opinion, the bottom line here is that gaming is, in fact, a legitimate hobby. And I will argue till I'm blue in the face with whoever I need to argue with, that many of us ladies would much rather a guy who games in moderation than one who is down at the bar or at the club every single weekend getting drunk. If you are a man and you enjoy video games, that does not make you unattractive. And frankly, it can actually be a really nice opportunity for bonding with your spouse or girlfriend. And I say this as someone who freaking loves couch co-ops. Like, I recently played the Untitled Goose Game and it was unironically a lot of fun. I have to stay away from the platformers though, because I just let everyone down. People who make the claim that gaming is antisocial and will turn men into murder factories genuinely don't seem to understand the nature of gaming and how community-based and collaborative it often is these days.
It's always been collaborative. It's not even these days. It's always been collaborative. Even from the perspective of social, like you had magazines that you would share with each other. You had discs that you would lend games. You would have portable consoles. You would go to your friends just to talk about strategy and how to do stuff. Like, it's always been a thing of like that social and cooperative, and sharing information before the internet was like this big thing. And it's like, and on top of that, like one of my best friends, like I say one of my best friends, but he is my best friend. I met him online playing World of Warcraft. We've known each other for like 19, 20 years now. He is my best friend. He lives across the country from me. I do not see him very often. We still speak every single month. We speak to each other. We see each other whenever we can, whenever like we have business in the area. But like, that's a friend that I made from gaming. I've had people recommend me badass banger books because I met people playing WoW that also were my guildies, and we were raiding and we were talking about books and music. I found so many good artists. I found books. I like talk to people about different hobbies outside of just gaming while gaming. It's so crazy to me that people think if you're gaming, you're antisocial. You don't have to be. You can be a loner, obviously. You can play your game in peace and quiet and just be introverted AF and just sit there in silence and enjoy the silence and breathe and relax, right? There's nothing wrong with that either. It's like, whoever says gaming is unattractive is just dumb. No offense. Not in the sense like, you can say it's unattractive to you, but if you're saying it as a general statement, going like, oh, if you game, it's unattractive to everyone, then you're dumb. I'm sorry.
A lot of modern games have a ton of multiplayer features, and it allows you to do like, you know, the teamwork. In a time where people are super disconnected, the gaming world is actually pretty great at helping people make friends and create communities. I'll say as well that there are apparently a bunch of other measurable benefits to playing games, like improvements to cognitive functioning, problem solving, impulse control, and so on and so forth, but I don't want to get into it, so I don't know, I guess I'll link some of these in the description and you can read them in your own time. There are definitely way more things to add about this specific topic, but the one that I want to leave you with, the last thought that I have here, is that I definitely think that there is an online trend where people can't stand to see men doing things that make them happy.
Men have video games and sports. What do women have?
I actually see this a lot on Twitter, but
yeah, what do women have? Oh wait, you can have the exact same thing. You have your smut books. You have your smut books and your K-dramas. Moving on.
with relation to women, where people will post a video of women just doing something fun and silly and goofy and enjoying themselves, and then this onslaught of comments and responses are mad that the women are having fun. I see that a lot here with this issue. And
it's a general issue on both sides, honestly. Like, it's true crime. That's also true. It's a general issue on both sides of like people not minding their business. But sadly, that is social media for you. That is like what being online nowadays is. It's literally self-inserting yourself in someone's story every time.
And I absolutely hate it when people do it to both of the sexes. Just shh. Let people enjoy things. Personally,
yeah, like that's the weirdest part is like people yucking someone's yum, or people feeling the need to bring you down or to ruin your fun or to try and convince you that you should change your ways and the way you're doing stuff, even if it brings you joy, is wrong. It's like, why? Why?
I'm really glad that gaming has become such a positive outlet for so many people. And as far as unattractive interests go, I think it's worth remembering that when it comes to hobbies and relationships, any hobby can become an obstacle, much in the same way that it can also be an asset. If you enjoy something or have a hobby or have a special interest that gets in between you and somebody else, or it is an all-consuming thing that pushes everybody out of your life, well, yeah, I mean, that's a problem. But if you can take an interest or a hobby or a thing that you love and share it with somebody else in an engaging way, or in a way for yourself that passes time but doesn't fill it, I think that's really positive, and honestly, I think that's really all any of us actually want. In the end, if gaming is a thing that you can share with your wife or girlfriend, a thing that you can use to decompress, or even something that has helped you build a really strong community with friendships and positive experiences, no woman in their right mind would consider that a problem. And if they do, I think that says much more about that woman than the gamer himself.
100%.
Now, on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder to check out Manu Cora using the link in the description. I unironically love this honey, so I'm really excited about this sponsorship, and I hope you guys love it as well if you decide to give it a crack. Now, I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Is gaming, in fact, unattractive? Are you one of these ladies who just thinks, yuck, I'm not interested, I'm not about this is terrible? Are you a guy who thinks it's unattractive and terrible? Are you somebody who really likes gaming and likes to share that with your loved ones? Are you somebody who maybe is on the addiction side of things and you can see how bad and damaging all of this can be?
I'm not addicted, I can stop at any time.
The commentary around gaming is fair? Is it unfair? And what do you generally make of this issue overall?
Take care,
As
Hikaru.
always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride.
I can stop at any
If you are
time.
new here and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them. I really like hearing your feedback, and you guys make me laugh. Of course, if you have any video suggestions or video ideas,
honestly,
feel free
like,
to let me know, because
when
I
it comes
do have
to
a running list of those. And
this topic,
as always, I will see
I feel
you
like
wonderful, pretty people in the next video.
I grew up with games. Like, not just, like, I didn't grow up just with video games, right? I grew up with board games. I grew up with role-playing games. I grew up with just playing, I don't even know the word for the game in English. It's Shotron. Monopoly. Yeah, we did have Monopoly. Hopscotch. There we go. I grew up playing hopscotch on the streets. And like, I played all sorts of games. Like, we played dominoes, we played chess, we played so many different like games in general. And those games, like, yes, I did play them as a kid, but like chess I played with my uncle who was an adult, right? Hopscotch I played against my dad. I played Need for Speed with my dad. I played Lion King with my mom. Like, the games are cool, and I grew up surrounded by them, so like, I'm definitely biased, right? I can't really say if it's a normal perspective, but like, I don't see the point of knitting, right? Like, for me, it's boring. But I'm not gonna go to someone that enjoys it and go like, oh, it's so pointless. Because like, while I don't need it, they're having fun with it. They're crafting stuff for themselves and they're enjoying it. I don't understand this, like feeling the need to put someone down if they enjoy a hobby. It's such a toxic perspective.